The Senses, Part 3. Our Lord Jesus Christ Speaks, continued. 8 June 2014. Humanity has given up their external senses to Satan, for him to use. It has also given up their internal senses to Satan so he can administer them, because men do not live within my divine love. Children, when you build a house, all the electrical layout has the same voltage so as not to place any inadequate appliances that will be damaged. When the electrical layout receives a voltage higher than the proper one, it produces a short circuit which forces to replace urgently whatever needs to be replaced so that everything continues to work without mishaps. In this way, children, all your senses form one single unit and points to where the human free will can lead you. It could be a same vibration, a same electrical syntonic in accordance to my will, or could exist within you continued interruptions that impedes you to fuse within me and listen to me, or it could be that your senses are commanded and altered by the works and acts contrary to my will and the unity to me will be cut off. In that instant the force of Satan invades the creature, pretending to repair what must be repaired, grafting in the senses of man's actions and works, altering them so they can be exposed to the traps of evil, through violence, hatred, lack of love, lack of charity, lack of faith, lack of hope, lack of generosity and lack of devotion. And with this it achieves the hardening of the human heart, and for once when this is of stone, it will not respond to my love, and man will not recognize the actions and reactions belonging to Satan acting in him. He who lives in mediocrity and in disobedience, pleasing the mind and bringing the senses to focus on the flesh and in the false physical beauty, giving free rein to sin, do not live in me, they do not know me and they plunge into the mundane heading straight to perish in this instant, and if they do not totally make amend, they will perish in the eternal fire. May 27, 2014. When man runs without someone to guide him, he allows the sea of senses to be confused, destroying everything in its path. The soul is imprisoned and the spirit grieves before the abuses of those who act. They forget that I will measure the acts with the same measurement with which each one has measured his own actions. 11 May 2014. Man, contaminated by himself and what surrounds him, will not resist the constant invasion of the elements created by the man of science. Waves spread with the air attacking and causing man's attitudes to be uncontrolled, with the end of making him less human, alienating his senses and feelings so that they do not fuse with me. Man lives and will live without seeing beyond, being superficial and physical in every aspect of his life. Without my spirit illuminating man, he remains lacking in wisdom. He walks, perceiving only what his five senses allow him. This determines the awareness each one of you maintains over the instant in which you live. 3 April 2014. Restrain your senses so that they do not lead you to desire what is not my will, but above all, do not forget to restrain your mind, for the mind governs man and leads him to forget that I am his priority. Conference of Luz de Maria. March 28, 2014. We have varied concepts of the Antichrist, we have tried to understand and comprehend. Although we are spiritual, we need to know we are part of a society and of a world that is in constant bustle and in a revolution, not only spiritual, but physical, of knowledge, of conscience, of truth and lies. It is a revolution in every sense and in every aspect. Therefore, we can't attach only to spirituality to complete and understand the root and the depth of the Antichrist, because those who only attach to spirituality to understand evil, will stagnate. We have to carry everything in a parallel plane. This is the reason why Christ asks his people to exercise all its senses, to exercise memory, to exercise sight, to exercise the ear, to exercise the gift of the word, to exercise the heart, and what he has placed inside it, love. Because who doesn't know how to love, doesn't know Christ, given that God is the essence of love. We must be attentive because Christ tells us in the message given on March 27 that the demon will attack human senses, man's conscience, and that he will keep rummaging inside man's thoughts, and if we do not know what Satan is doing, we will become his prey. March 27, 2014. I warn you once more because of my love for you, keep alert through your senses. Evil comes to fight my children's senses with fury, bestowing great violence on them. 9 February 2014. Tell them, my beloved, that when reason is quieted to return to my truth, the mind is purified, thus likewise the heart and the senses. I offer to man the blessing of reasoning to free the soul from its bindings. Purified reason is wisdom and it gives a person a pure heart. I avail myself of these people of pure heart so that they go along sharing on the way my word and my revelations, necessary so that humanity hears, sees and feels in its interior, the anxiety and need with which it constantly lives for being outside of me. December 19, 2012. Man has neglected and refused my pleas, he has closed off his senses, he has not sought a life of sanity and reason according to the inheritance that I bequeathed to him. Purity resides in few souls, the music calls to the enemy of the soul, the means of diversion are true traps that train the senses and penetrate deeply, inviting man to act in absolute wildness, without morality or feeling. Men, insatiable in their instincts, maintain their senses in the flesh, being this an object of a search for undue pleasure, indecorous and immoral. In this instant man swaps women without any shame, giving himself to several women without any commitment or morality. The times in which Sodom and Gomorrah were exterminated do not surpass the man of today, who has exceeded the cup.